What's up, y'all? You are listening to For the Artists, a podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects, a 501c3 nonprofit organization that's out here developing artists from the inside out. I'm your host, Melissa SHAREE.
And I am your co-host, Eric Seats.
Yes, Eric Seeds, you're looking clean today, okay? You got a suit on, you got a tie, you got the pocket square. I mean, you should have sent us just a memo.
I have to match you, and I know you're always going to be fly, and so I really have to scramble up stuff to match your beauty.
Well,
I love your braids.
Oh, what a beautiful
compliment.
compliment.
The bees. The bees. I didn't see the bees until just now. Stay with it. That's tight.
You know, I did this myself.
Oh, I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised.
It took me a little longer than I had expected. It took me 4.5 hours. But
hey, it looks like somebody did it for you. So hey.
Thank you. You know, doing a little something different. Shoot, I should be trying to keep up with you. I might be talking a lot with my hands today because look, I did my nails.
Oh, come on!
I'm just my own beauty salon.
Right. Go ahead and be that. Represent quality. Come on.
Seats. Guess what?
What's up?
You know, we were supposed to have a feature today.
That's okay.
So I'm like, no, but listen, either something serious happened or we got ghosted this week.
Don't trip. No
I'm
such
like,
thing.
What? How we gonna get ghosted like that?
I would say everything happens for a reason, and we'll lean towards that better than anything else.
I definitely believe that. Who's supposed to be on with us makes it on with us.
Hey.
And sometimes
that's what it is.
Yeah, so sometimes it's
you and I today, and we're about to handle this.
So we're about to handle it. So, you know, I had a question brewing when I thought about this earlier, and I was like, you know what? I think it might just be Seats and I chatting it up today. Yeah. Which you already know I like to do that anyway from time to time, just you and I, no feature. So it works out. But my question I was thinking about, so your schedule is starting to pick up again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your season is kind of changing. You know what I mean? Like you were in a season of like not doing a whole lot. And now you're in a season where things are picking up. I wanted to talk a little bit about just the change of season. Because you know what? It's like, so obviously the season I'm referring to is kind of, what's the phrase? I don't know what phrase I want to use, but it's like world induced. Like the whole world is on the same season, right? Because of everything that's happening in the world. So everybody had to slow down. And then now that things are opening up, you know, people are starting to do a little bit more. But I guess I wanted to kind of talk about what about those seasons in our life that change. And it's like either a spiritual season or a mental season. I mean, it's a season that like not everybody's in, but our own personal seasons of things happening and things changing. Do you feel me? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I can only speak for myself, and I definitely can understand what you're talking about. I hear where you're coming from. What's been normal to me is abrupt changes since I can remember. And so to me, it wasn't so abrupt. It was just another epidemic, or you know, there's been a few, there's been many, and you know, we get through them, and you know, the next thing you know, you're looking back and thinking, you know, you're like, I'm grateful that you made it through whatever's going on. So I embraced it. I didn't praise it. I didn't make it a big deal. I didn't make it a defeat. I looked at it as an opportunity to get something else done and things like that. So I love that this, you know, so-called season, my seasons are not normal anyway. It's hard for me to even adjust to holidays with my profession, what I do for a living. It seems like we're working on holidays. So when it's not even so much family gatherings anymore, because it's less and less families gathering on these holidays. And so, but it's always been normal for me to miss functions, to miss out on a lot. I don't really think of it as missing out, because I would rather think of every day being a holiday. And then when I get those opportunities, like I'll see my family this weekend, that I can create the holiday in my world. I'll create the holiday, whether I want to call it a family reunion, whether it's an official title or not.
Yeah.
which oftentimes is not really reality. It's okay to not be sad on certain days, to make sure that you're not lonely on certain holidays and things like that. I learned to not do that to myself, to not beat
Mm-hmm.
myself up with those things. You're grateful for this day that's called nothing today. There's no, today is not an official whatever, but this is really like one of the best days I've had in a long time. So why not celebrate this too?
It's an official, this is the day that the Lord has made. Every day
We and
is made.
we often forget that
Yeah.
or
I
don't practice it.
don't practice it. So you basically, because that just made me think. I was gonna ask you a question, but you be answering the questions as I'm thinking about asking them, because it's you
What would have been the question?
because the question would have been, being that as an artist that's like actively out there traveling and doing a lot of things and working on holidays, is like, how do you still keep yourself in a good space, right? But you answered it,
Mm-hmm.
because you basically just said it's all mental.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you
Yeah.
just change your mindset. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the same would be true for me, because it's like these American holidays, right? Because if
Correct.
you get into other like Jewish, like if you are Jewish and you recognize the Jewish festivals and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's all what you choose to, I guess, buy into,
Celebrate. Uh-huh.
celebrate.
Yeah.
So if you don't put a whole lot of extra on it, it's not gonna, bring you down.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like,
Doesn't that come with age?
I,
Chris, holidays were a huge event growing up. And it's just the older I don't want to sound negative about it, but wow.
you don't sound negative.
Wisdom brings wisdom. Longevity brings wisdom. So the older we get, the less we could stop over processing things.
Uh huh.
Um,
I feel like
and
experience and heart position bring wisdom.
man, thank you. I like that. I like that a lot.
Like, if your heart's in the right place,
Uh-huh.
to be humble and be willing to learn and take in what you need to take in and absorb, like
Mm-hmm.
that brings wisdom. In addition to, if you allow the experiences that you go through to, like, if to learn from them, basically, because we all have experiences, but not everybody takes the time to like look at those experiences and be like, what
Mm-hmm.
can I take from this? What
Yeah.
am I learning from this?
And it's always easier to do that after time passes. It's hard to see what the lesson is when it's current or when it's active. A lot of times it takes for you to leave a scenario to look back and reflect to say whether it was good for you or bad for you, like, wow. It's easier to see what you gain
Mm-hmm.
from or I guess we should be seeking out lessons so we don't repeat what we say we don't like or what doesn't feel good. So,
Yeah.
hey, what's the word of the day?
I don't know. I got a word. It might have a negative conflict. I mean, a
What is
negative
it?
connotation, but I'm thinking of the word conflict. And you know
Conflict?
why? Conflict.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking of the word conflict because I just asked you about seasons, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you just talked about how, like, the holidays, the American holidays, and
Uh-huh.
how, if you don't, how do I rephrase it? But basically, if you have to work and you have all that stuff going on and you're not able to celebrate with the rest of everybody else, right? You have to change your mind. You have to shift a little bit so that it's cool and you're fine. So I'm just thinking about the conflict that comes from, like, the majority of people
Mm-hmm.
doing one thing while you might be doing something else.
The thing that evens it out for me would be doing what I love to do, because the validation that comes behind me missing those events are the things that I prayed for before they were happening. And I
Mm,
asked for that. And
yeah.
so why I'm missing it is because I'm actually getting the opportunity, another opportunity to fulfill this dream that I've been praying for. So I would rather celebrate that more so than a holiday that I don't know the purpose of, really, to let that overshadow while they gather, and just make it another time that we do gather. And when we do gather, and if it's not called a holiday, it's still okay.
Mm-hmm.
It could be simple. I refuse to overcomplicate things. As accepting things as they are makes life a little less stressful. And I don't, I'm not an advocate of even using that word, but I'm gonna use it right now for everybody else. But yeah, I delete certain words from my vocabulary, so that, because what we put out into the universe is exactly, that's what that is.
Mm-hmm. And I know this about you.
You already know, MS. You
And
know me for a long
I
time, man.
appreciate this about you.
Thank you.
Hey, but you know
Uh-huh.
what? As artists, of course, we're talking about, I say artists, but it can apply to obviously more than just artists. But I feel
All
like
right.
as artists, you are either in a situation where you're serving or you're being served. Back to the whole holiday situation, because if you think about it, right? If we're out and we're giving a show or something like that, I think about like the Valentine's show that I did at the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everybody has come to the place to be served, really. And so
Mm-hmm.
in that situation, is like you're being a servant versus being served. It's like it's a different situation. It's not like you're not involved in what's going on, but you're involved in a different way.
You know what? Another beautiful realization that just came over me right now while you was saying that, which is so very true, is I get the chance to have people's. So when if I am missing a thing because
Mm-hmm.
of this show that I'm able to do, imagine the people, the audience.
Yeah.
That's a packed house for the most part. Usually, all of the accumulated reasons why they came and why they're there, and all of us together. So it really kind of, it's just you recognizing the beauty in it, seeing it for what it is. See, it's not we should choose not to complain and find the beauty of it. So I've stopped complaining a long time ago.
In
In my 20s, I was just like, you know what? I
your
really,
20s, you got it early, yo.
it doesn't, you know what? Yeah, because I'm not a follower. You know
Mm-hmm.
that. I'll follow my heart, and that's what it is. So that was a self-realization way back. And I did have the help of, I'm not going to say her name. Uh,
Yeah,
she
don't
made a
say her name.
statement one time. I was super upset about something not going my way on a certain holiday, and my time or whatever. But she said one of the realest things. I don't even know if I should say that here. I'm not going to say that here because this
Don't
is for
say
the
it.
art.
Don't say
I know I have that edit. I have that filter.
it.
I'm not going to slip up. But yeah, sometimes advice is good, and when she said that, it made complete sense. What I'm at the bottom line, and I've carried that with me for ages now, and
That's
that's
good.
it's been a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people have to say the realest thing to you ever to check you, and then they used to call it tough love.
Mm.
Tough love is important. We can't be so eggshell love that you don't want to hurt somebody's heart, that you're not teaching them what they need to know about life.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, I like
But
to think that I don't complain. However,
I got a question for you, because I've
what's
known you
up?
a long time. So you don't have complaints a lot, and if you do, you're good at making sure the outlet is deserving of hearing it.
That's true.
It's and that's a great filter to have. So what is it that especially if you've been that way the whole time that I've known you, what is the fuel
The fuel.
that makes you who you are right now?
The fuel that's who I am. You are, man. Now the answer to that should be crystal clear, because I feel like my fuel is always God. It always has been God. I mean, seats from as young
Yeah,
as I can remember. I don't even
yeah,
know where that came from. I feel like I was just wired that way.
yeah. You are. Your energy has been consistent, and that
Mm-hmm.
speaks volumes upon one's life. Or it really has. Uh, yeah, you've been this same energy bar day uno. That's not a that's everybody you still laugh just as hard. You're still teasing just as big, and that's a testament of choices.
Mm-hmm.
When you look and feel good over time, that comes from good decision making. I really can say that because people can look defeated and people can look celebrated. It's not even a thing of them having to verbally express it. We kind of
Mm-hmm.
wear what we are. Um, I mean, really, because you're the reason why I get sharp on this thing, on this cast. I'm like, I can't. You can't just show up with MS gets. You've been rocking dope hats, big hats since high school, and what I know coming from now. I'm like, I know she ready to get down fashion, so um, when and when, but that's a better representation of what's too normal, the lack thereof. What's not represented in the community enough. So I like what we represent, how we represent it, and there's a blessing in this because there's no way in the world you could put out this innocent energy that me and you have, take the time out to do these things out of our schedules to adjust and make things happen like this. There's no way in the world that you can throw that out and not receive it back.
Mm-hmm.
That's so I love it. Gives you gave me an opportunity to join you on this, and it makes me feel better every week because I love after these podcasts and how the artists always text and say, hey man, that was tight, they love what I mean, what you've created.
Mm-hmm.
And that always that's very wise. That's a very wise thing to do, to make sure that you I mean, and it comes back tenfold, those blessings. That's why I didn't hesitate to be here.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
First of all, we're talking about season. No, we're just chatting it up today, so it's all good. But I'm like, first of all, your gratitude. Anybody that's listened to one or two, I mean, anybody that listens, your gratitude is so evident because you're
Mhm.
always giving appreciation and respect and gratitude to anybody that's on here, even if it's just you and I. I mean, you just throwing it my way. So, I mean, that's how you live your life. You embody
Mhm.
that and you walk that out. And I appreciate that because
Mhm.
that makes everybody feel good.
Mhm.
I mean, who doesn't want to be appreciated for what they bring and their value? We need more of that
That
in
makes
the world.
everything. It makes everything better. It's the best karma ever. And iron sharpens iron, MS. And so we wouldn't be in contact if you weren't sharpening me. That's what
Boom.
like that. I really don't take that. The older I get, I realize time is precious and space is precious, and I'm really, rightfully so, become in a way selfish of precious time and moments, and making sure that my problems are not everybody else's problems, and their problems are definitely not mine.
Yeah. I do think there's a value though. Like one thing I will do is for things that are super tough and super difficult, it's like obviously I talk to God, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we also need to be able to talk to people. I mean, that's how we're designed to be in relationship with people, friends,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And so I get very strategic now about who I'll talk to about those really tough things. It's like I
Mm-hmm.
know which of my friends I can go to about certain situations because
Ooh.
where it's not necessarily complaining, I can be very real about what I'm experiencing. I can vent because there's a release in being able to get some of that stuff out, but you got to be careful with your words and you got to know what's going to happen with what you've shared. So the people I'm going to, I know that they're going to join me in talking to God and praying about this. It's not just like, you know what I mean? Some people just like to gossip and like get negative, and it's not that. So I feel like wisdom is being able to have conversations about the things that you experience in a healthy way.
That's why I appreciate meditation.
Mm.
It's usually one on one. There's no one thing that's a little bit dangerous is considering opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, if it's that tough to where I'm uncertain, what I choose to vent about, I'm very cautious about, and I will compartmentalize those things. What sharing information and getting things off your chest and having an outlet to another human being is important. And you actually you just said it, but we need to make sure that we are the best editors within. So because everybody doesn't deserve to know everything, because everybody can't handle everything. And it's important that we totally respect where we pour certain information out. And if you don't respect it, there's a reason why you don't. So, and we can usually count on one hand.
That's true.
I wouldn't even suggest you use two hands. If you're using two
One
hands,
is enough.
I bet you one is too much. I bet you one is too much. You got to really, really know me to get certain things out of me. You can get some. I'll keep you at bay. I'll tell you what I want you to know. Anything else is just like,
Yeah.
Certain things are not everybody's, because you know when you consider opinions, it may take you a longer time to solve that. You might try what they said when you really could have been over it already. So I don't know. I hope whatever we're talking about is helping someone, and I'm sure it is.
I believe that it is,
because we're just pouring out our hearts. That's all we're doing.
That's
today.
what we do. Give our heart.
And we definitely, if you would like to be a guest on this, y'all, really just hit us up. Go to that website and go to that Get Involved tab on the website. And that website being creativemprojects.org. Let's talk about it. Maybe there's some people that myself and Melissa don't know. And maybe you're hearing this and you know somebody that we should know. You should encourage them to further want to promote the good product or artistry that they're conveying to the world, and then let them know that they can come on this platform and really feel welcome, have a good time. Everybody loves to answer questions. I've noticed it's a good thing to and I love to make people reflect on something that they maybe have forgotten about, and that's important for them to tap into, to say, you know what, dang, I forgot. I don't talk about this every day. I don't get the chance to talk about how did you get started, and that's not a question that you hear every day. And so this is a platform that allows people to. Everybody wants to share, and further help people grow and to excel in such a way that let me tell my story. And we don't have testimony service anymore, so you can come here and testify. Come on now, how about that? We gotta get this theme music. I need the organ right then, like
right then.
Come on.
Hey, you know what's sweet about the fact that you just said that? I don't think I've told you yet, but I just added a page to the website where if somebody wants to nominate somebody, I can't think of another word, but I said nominate.
No, that's fine.
But it's like, if you want to, if you there's somebody that you think you want to come on the podcast, or if you want to be on there yourself, it's like 4 or 5 simple questions, and you just put in the information. It'll kick over to us, and then we'll start the process of inviting you to come on. But I just put that up on the website. But you said it was under the Get Involved tab. I'm gonna move it over there. No, I'm gonna move it over there. That makes sense, because right now it's under the podcast tab. But I'll put it under Get Involved.
That's exactly what this show is about today. This is to direct you all to that site so that you can go get a better insight about the organization, this 501c3 tax exempt organization that has a few different things going on, and so that's why we don't have a guest today, because we need to redirect and make sure that we keep everybody involved in this mission. It's one of the dopest ones out there, and you're not gonna match myself and Melissa's energy. You ain't seen it. Come on now, we getting down over here. We getting down, man. This purpose is genuine. It's ever growing, and it's not going anywhere, because as you can see, the motivation just over here of the teammates. We're going to have to make that show where everybody on the team is in a square.
Which show?
Soon.
Oh,
everybody else a part of the organization, I guess.
Oh.
I never.
You lost me for a second. I'm thinking of a game show where there's like people
No,
on top of
because
boxes.
the last podcast we had, you said we had all the squares filled like the Brady
Oh yeah,
Bunch
we
or something
did.
to
We
that.
did.
Your analogy of that,
Yeah,
so
it
it
was
was
it was
it
evenly
was
distributed 2 on 2, but we can fit up to, I don't know what the numbers are. I think it's like 100 people, but they're not all going to be seen at the same time. I don't think. Maybe they could.
well. Let's get as much as we can have.
But we're gonna, when we do the reunion
Okay.
situation, we're gonna
When is
have
the reunion?
50 plus us, so that's gonna be 52 people
Come on now, stay with
because
it.
we
When is the reunion?
it's gonna be, well, January of 2022 is our
Mm-hmm.
1 year anniversary. Will
Right
be our
on.
1 year anniversary for the podcast, so
Mm-hmm.
that's when we're gonna bring everybody together. The first 50,
Yeah.
that's what I'm calling them. The first 50. That's gonna
Right
be
on.
our season. Our first season is gonna have 50
Mm-hmm.
features or 50 episodes. I don't know if
50
that's necessarily
episodes.
50 people, but
Right on.
might be less than 50 people, but it's gonna be 50 episodes
Boom.
anyway. So yeah,
Ooh,
that's what's happening.
there it is.
And I have been listening to. Now this leads me to two things, because I
What's
have
up?
been listening to the little music snippet that you sent me
Which one?
for a jingle.
Oh, do we have a jingle now?
Well, I mean, I got something that keeps going through my head.
Well, then that's it.
I
That
keep
is
trying to
it.
think of something else, but I can't get
You
over
you
that
know
one.
what? We need to. It's not your plan the second time and all of
You
that.
might have to tweak the music a little, because I'm like, does
You
it
don't have
match?
to tell me any of that. Send me what you have and watch me do what I do.
You
That
gonna
ain't. Come
do
on.
what you do,
Come
which
on
is
now.
a wonderful transition, because speaking of doing what you do, this is what I was wondering. Okay,
What's up?
so as a writer, right, I write scripts and plays and songs and poetry and all that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, you know how the words just won't come for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's different reasons why. I was wondering, as like a drummer, as a musician, do you have, have I asked you this before, but do you have times where it's just like it just won't come? It's like what we call a writer's block, but do
Mm-hmm.
you have like a drummer's block, or do you just always hear something or always have something?
Ooh, I don't force it. I go through seasons. I'm sitting right next to my drum set right now. I have there may be weeks that go by where I don't sit on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's weeks where I sit on it every day. I really just, if I'm led to go do it, it's appropriate, and it's always timing is key. If I were to have a regiment and I fell short of that regiment, then I would feel bad. I don't feel bad because I let it. I trust when I do sit down, I have something to say.
Okay.
And so that's something internal and it's natural. MS.
Yeah.
That's a natural thing. I know better than to overthink that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to let it flow. There's something about a flow, and I go through seasons. There's seasons where I'm not gonna record drums, and there are seasons where I'm gonna record every day just faithfully. And when it shifts, I let the wind blow. I let the wind blow, and there's nobody breathing down my neck to remind me that I skipped a beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm a little loose with that.
I love that. See, and we're back to where I started talking about seasons. And
Yeah.
I really, I mean, that's cool. The fact that, as humans we experience the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, is no, like, you have the same sort of thing that happens that I do.
Mhm.
It's just we have different instruments that it's happening for. Because there are times,
Correct.
sometimes, where it's just like, and like, I'm like you, I'm not gonna force it either. It's like the words just won't come. It's like the words are in there, but they're not coming up for me to articulate yet. It's just like I'm just marinating. You know what I mean? I'm just marinating in it, and when it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah, we can express ourselves after time has passed, because time allows us to have a story. So I understand why I do a bulk of stuff and then I got to get off of it, and then I have to live a little bit again, whatever that means. I know that sounds very spacey and general and artsy, and I don't care. It really is. I would say I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of my life, and
Yes.
I accept that. I don't care who understands it. Not, I feel secure in saying such things like this, and I really kind of remain innocent in it. I like to genuinely feel like I felt as a kid, and I love that I still get excited about this. I still get excited about this,
Mm-hmm.
and that's important. It's important to take breaks though too, because they say balance is key, and whatever it
Yes.
is, whether you're culinary, you're legal, athletic,
Mm-hmm.
balance is key. They can't train all year. They can't they don't feel like cooking all year. I understand vacations. I understand
Mm-hmm.
breaks are important in every entity because I think they say too much of anything is not good for us, right?
Yep,
They never
that's what they say.
specified what that was.
Mm-hmm.
That could be any and everything, and I really think that applies to any and everything.
Yeah. Gotta pay attention to find that balance. Otherwise, we gonna fall.
Hmm. Therapy, it's therapeutic.
Ah,
Therapeutic.
yes. Well,
You know,
I don't think you're talking artsy. I understand exactly what you're saying, and
I know you do.
whoever's supposed to understand you is gonna understand you, and that's cool.
Correct.
And
Or
whoever
they can learn.
that's what I was just about to say. And whoever doesn't, if they
High
want to
five.
understand you, then they'll pick it up. They'll figure it out. They'll just like a
Mhm.
language. I got
Correct.
my Duolingo app on my phone.
Correct. I do too. I do too.
I
That's
was
helpful.
trying. There was one language that I put on there, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta take this off." It was way too complicated. I can't remember what language it was. Might have been. Was it Portuguese?
Don't you wish
Maybe.
they had these when if they had these apps when we were younger, it would have been a piece of cake.
No, it was Hebrew. It was Hebrew because I was studying Hebrew.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
was studying Hebrew, written Hebrew,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Oh shoot, maybe this might help." And it was
You know what it is?
way
You
more
gotta be
complicated than the class I
it's
was taking.
easier when you're amongst it. So
Yeah.
if you were over there where it's fluent and it's you don't have no choice to hear it, and
Mhm.
then you can their interpretation is when I'm in Japan, all of my memory it comes back to me when I'm over there. But over here, I forgot all of the Japanese that I know because I'm not. I don't hear it every day. Out of sight,
Yeah.
out of mind. That's a real thing. Out of sight, out of mind.
That is a real thing.
When you're among it, then you become it.
Well, when you go over there, you'll come back.
Ooh,
That would sound
y'all,
like a quote. When you're among it, you become it. That's
write
truth.
that down for me. That's a song title too. Um, that's an event title.
When you're among it, you
That's a few
become it.
things going on. Yeah, when you're among it, you become it, and that's just easier. We adapt better when when you're in it, when you're engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just the respect kicks in. You're like, oh, this is a okay. I have to adjust. I'm the oddball.
Or
I love,
not, because that goes back to what I said earlier in terms of the conflict. Because sometimes it might not be for you to be doing what everybody else is doing, and you don't
correct,
want to necessarily become that.
and they can gain something from you being your original self.
Yeah, you got to know when it's
Correct.
time.
When yeah, time like that timing is key,
Mm-hmm.
and respect is key.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Seats, but my beads match your tie, so that's how we're in the same
We have an
matching. That's how we're in the
unspoken.
same matching lane today.
Yeah, we do that very well, and yeah, and the bees represent my circles.
Yes, look at that.
Uh, ah. Hey, I'm
Yeah,
gonna announce some music that just came out.
do
So
it.
I just released a single called not Found Me. It's called Relax, and it's
Mm,
by Euphony.
okay.
So that's spelled U-PHONY. So go download that on pretty much all your music streams. Go download that and look forward to some new music. I had to shout that out. It's on my mind.
There's a nice vibe to that song. I've
Thank
listened
you.
to it, but I have not downloaded it yet, so I need to do that.
I'm gonna
But
need my host to download the music.
yeah, I need
No,
to
I'm just
download
playing.
that.
I
But
know
it's
you will. I
but
know
the
you will.
song is the vibe is dope. It's definitely
Yeah. Thank you.
definitely a Seats vibe, a Eric Seats vibe.
I'll focus on having a cease vibe, whatever that is.
It
I hope
you
everybody appreciates it.
listen. You don't have to focus on becoming that vibe when that vibe is just you. Like it's the
When it's
essence of
you.
you. It's like
That's
how I was
dope.
saying earlier, like God
Uh-huh.
wired me a certain way from when I
Yeah.
was little. So there's some wiring that you cannot change.
Yeah.
Like that's just
Hey,
it is what it is.
I will say this though. I kind of didn't know about you writing plays. I
Oh,
don't
you
remember
didn't?
you speaking about that. Nah. That would be dope if you make that happen.
Okay, okay.
They have to happen. I mean, you have the resources, you know the people to produce it. You know.
Yeah.
I look. Give us
Well,
the name of one of them.
so
Look, that
the
that smile
one
gave it away.
the one woman show that I need to complete is called Rockwater.
That's a tight title,
So,
Rockwater.
maybe you will want to produce that.
Um, I just need to know about them.
Yeah, I need to finish it though.
You got,
It's a
hey,
journey piece.
that's okay. Send me what I need to know.
Yeah, but it's not finished yet.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't
It's
know if it
like
ever be.
that's the thing. It's like loosely based off of my life.
So
So
you
I think
gotta
that's
stop somewhere.
yeah. So I think that's the challenge is because as I'm evolving, it's like the piece is evolving. But I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I think to finish this piece, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna have to use my imagination to actually bring it to some sort of closure.
just stop it, and then you continue the next one in the sequel or the part
Ah,
two. I
okay.
mean,
See,
just
that might have helped me
end
right
it,
there.
end it, and start the next joint.
Because I like to have I like to have the answers. So it's like I
You know
want
what
my
it is.
piece to be an
But
answer.
when you release the first one, the second ones and the ones after that become easier. So you really have to get that first one out of your possession.
Yeah.
So that's the end.
Mm-hmm.
And just continue it.
Yeah.
I'm encouraging you.
But I've been in this season. I've been in this season for a minute, Teets, where it's like just all of my energy, all of my love, all of my everything I have. I just want to put it into this organization, and
Yeah,
that's just where
that's a
I'm
part.
at. I mean, I want
You
to
know what?
sing and do some other stuff, but every time it's like I just can't put enough time into building this baby. That's where I'm at still.
They can all be associated with this baby. So the play that you need to produce is going to include all the maybe our past guests, the
Okay,
artists that are under the. I mean, there is positions to be filled from them
that's true.
with this idea that's all still under the umbrella of creative. The umbrella is huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, all those other things under it they just need to kickstart.
Yeah.
Get it done.
I mean, I'm accountable now because this is going public.
Oh yeah.
There's
And that's
something
what's
about
tight about it.
accountability. There's something
And
about
then,
that accountability.
man, don't make us have a rerun on this. But we gonna go back to what we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Well, shoot, the fact that we're even doing this podcast every week is actually a response to you and Hatina trying to hold me accountable to having
Uh,
more of a presence. That's basically what this was a
you
result
know
of.
what?
And
And
I
it's
said
going.
I would do it, and I
I'm
did.
telling you. And it is very important to lead the way. It's very important to pioneer and get it. You know what I always say: talk
What?
is cheap and seen is believing. And you really have your energy needs to be seen and heard. And so, because you're the commercial, you're the face for this,
Mm-hmm.
and so that needs to be like in our face so we can know. People don't buy products; people buy the energy behind products.
Yeah.
Something's not popular unless somebody's promoting it, and you are the heartbeat of the organization, and that controls all the other limbs of the rest of the body.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, of course this play is going to happen because everybody that you need has been on the show already. I need some shout music right now. Come on,
Come on.
man. Look, it don't take a whole lot. It just takes for us to throw things out into the universe. And if you would like to audition,
Go to the
if
website.
you would like to audition for Melissa's upcoming production, go to, she's going to create a new tab after today, or it may get involved too.
Well, listen, but Rockwater is a
I'm
one
serious.
woman show, so they're gonna have to
Man.
audition for the next
Oh, well,
one.
okay.
I need to write. I
Look,
need to start writing that.
production wise, we're talking to
Oh yeah,
production
we
end.
need production. Yeah,
So
we
the
need production.
stage hands and content
All
creators
that.
and set designers, we're talking to you this time. The
Yes.
cast, you'll be able to go to the website, keep up with the next play. We're putting her to work today. Come on.
Work. Hashtag WERK. Work.
Man, look.
Well. Oh, but this is just a random question. You got a whole suit on, or did you just dress yourself from the top up?
Well, you know what's not cool? You know what's not cool? You're lucky I'm the type of dude that, let me tell you exactly how I am. I even spray cologne to be, like when you see me on here, it's hard to get dressed. I have to take a shower. I can't put on decent clothes without taking a shower. I have to take a shower before I get on this podcast. If I'm wearing it, of course I have on a complete suit.
Dang, you sure do.
I just dropped my whole set. I'm telling you, and I smell good. I don't play that. If I had on boxes right now, I would have been on blast, and I'm glad I was.
Well, listen.
You know what? And you had never done that before, and I'm glad it wasn't one of those times where I did probably have on some boxers and nothing, or probably nothing underneath.
I smell good. I smell good, okay? But I will tell you that I be cutting corners, so I'm not standing up because I just got on some janky shorts.
Well, you can't be asking no questions if you can't answer them.
That's why I asked it, because I'm telling you that I'm only dressed from the top. I mean, I have clothes on the bottom, but I just got some shorts on.
Look, I took my shoes off. My socks are game.
Wow.
I'm not playing.
You get the snaps.
Yeah.
I had to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Hey, well, I'm glad. Hey, y'all didn't catch me slipping. And you probably
maybe I'll be full, top to bottom coordinated next week, so I can stand up too.
I'm just glad I was ready. That was a random joint for sure.
Random.
I didn't know what you was about to say.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
About me out there.
Well, we might as well go out on some random goodness. This has been a wonderful conversation, a much needed one. See, I told you we need to be doing this on the regular. We need to make sure we have our host and co-host chats.
The balance.
That's right. The balance.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, you got anything else? Because I'm going to get ready to wrap it up if you don't.
Let's wrap it up. I think we did the most.
We did it. We did the most. Yes, we did. Well, all right, Seats. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. We're moving into the weekend now.
Yeah. Oh, shout out. Congratulations to my niece who's getting married this weekend.
Aww.
I'll be attending their wedding this weekend, so definitely want to congratulate you guys. Love you.
Dope. Well, shoot, I'm gonna shout out my niece then, because you know what? She just finished her final class at UCLA. She's a UCLA graduate. Boom, class of 2021.
Come on, stay with it. Congratulations, young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Keep up the great work. Now you can be a part of Melissa's productions.
Well, she was already an intern, but
here we go.
She probably would.
So now she needs a job. So let's roll.
Now she needs a job. So that's why y'all need to donate, because we are not just for my niece, but the more money that we have coming in, the more money that we can pass along to artists that actually are looking for work. And we have jobs and roles and positions that need to be filled. But, people can't work for free. I mean, how can they pay their bills? I mean, I'm currently...
grant writers that I know, you need to go to that Get Involved tab too.
Get involved. Yes.
There's a grant that we probably don't know about, but like she said, let's get it together. We have jobs to create, we have careers to create, we have opportunities to create, and we have a responsibility. And at least we are on our game.
Yes.
So join in and help us contribute to beautiful causes, lives,
Mm-hmm.
hope,
Yes.
to this organization, 501c3 tax exempt organization. Uh, Go to the website, creativemprojects.org,
Yep.
and give.
And
The offering
give.
plate is being passed
I
right
know. I was like,
now.
we need the organ now.
We
We need to
got the
work.
music
We
playing.
got to work on our sound effects.
The music. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Did you see the last joint? I put the applause on our guest, the Carlos. Shout out to Carlos and AD. Never mind.
Yeah,
You didn't even
you
see
got
it.
them
I
editing
got to.
skills. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I did repost. You know that that is not my strong suit.
Let's encourage her, y'all.
That's my area for potential. All that social media stuff, y'all.
Hey, man. Leave it up to me. I got it.
They be
Leave it
like,
up
"Are
to
you
me.
doing anything?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm doing a lot. I don't have the time to sit there
She's
and
doing a
post
lot.
24/7. I need some help."
She needs an intern. So if you would like to intern for Melissa Sharee, you could also go to creativeinprojects.org. She needs an intern. So if you have those skills and you would like to be a part of this go and just leave her a message and
Leave me a
tell her
message.
that. And so her social media game is where it needs to be. It needs to match her energy because we need to create from the inside out.
Yeah. We're gonna have a big banner at the bottom, creativemprojects.org. We haven't said that enough. I mean, that's just that's the
It's
word.
always
That's the word of the day.
on my footage. If on my footage, it's always on there. You'll see it. Yeah. Y'all go to my page. Y'all go to follow Eric C's 333. I'll keep you posted.
Follow Eric. He will, and you know what? Follow at Melissa Sharee because I'll repost everything he posts.
And follow for the artist.
Yep, number 4, the artist.
And that's on right. What's our Facebook?
Facebook, we're on Facebook as Creative M Projects, the official organization name, and we have a private page. That's number 4, the artist.
Tight.
That's right now. It's reserved for like if you're in the artist network. You can have access to certain things that everybody else can't have access to. And the artist network is free right now, but in the fall, that may be changing. There might be a monthly fee affiliated.
That was a warning.
So it's like, I mean, I keep telling y'all for limited time, y'all better get in. Get in.
You heard it.
That's I mean, it's not going to be an astronomical fee, but you know, if you want to pay free versus whatever the fee's going to be, now is the time to get in.
Don't act like you didn't hear it.
Boom. Dropped the mic. Oh my gosh. All right, Cease. I feel like we can go on and on. I'm going to wrap it up, okay? Because listen, y'all have been, I love saying that. Listen. I don't know where I got that from, but it just comes out of me naturally.
Everybody's saying that right now.
Really? Well, mine is natural, and I've been doing it forever.
Boom.
So listen. You have been listening to For the Artists, a podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects, and I have been your host, Melissa Sharee.
And I have been your co-host, Mr. Eric C's.
Yes, you did that. We're going to have an outro now, too.
We're going to have a jingle next week.
A jingle and an outro.
We need to give them something to get used to.
Yeah.
All right. We love you.
Yep. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. Same time, same listening station that you've been on. Seats, I love you too.
I love you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you back.
All right. Till next week. Keep creating, y'all, from the inside out. Boom.